All right. Man, I'm telling you, can't keep people from being stupid. Claressa Shields' fight on Showtime tonight has been canceled due to complete and utter stupidity. Let's talk about that in this video. All right. Welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And I want to say thank you so much to my supporters on the channel. You know, you got subscribers, then you got the really true supporters of Phenom International Boxing. And you guys are the ones that really make this channel go. And you know who you guys are. You're the people that watch the video to the end and leave your comments, like, share, like and share. So we go back and forth in the comment section. Also, the people that are members of the Patreon community and everybody that comes to the live streams Monday through Friday in OG Boxing Talk on Sunday, 8 a.m. with my co-hosts, KQKC Boxing, Kurt Sugar, and Blood Boxing. Now, unfortunately, we were looking forward to a fight this weekend. Claressa Shields, and I can't remember the name of the kid. I have a hard time pronouncing the name of the lady she was going to fight. She was moving down from middleweight to super welterweight and looking to fight for a couple vacant belts down there. Hopefully that was going to be leading towards a fight with Cecilia Brækhus. I did a video earlier this week, maybe a couple days about that. Just really excited about that card. And then disaster strikes. Claressa Shields is in a weigh-in, at the weigh-in for the fight. Her sister gets into an argument with Ali Bashir, the trainer for the opponent. And in the midst of all this stuff going back and forth, somebody, after Mr. Bashir is sitting down in a chair, gets sucker punched by somebody that runs out the door. The man is 71 years old. I saw a picture of him. His face is busted. His face is busted up. He was concussed. I've seen pictures of him with his neck in a brace. Just complete sucker punch. And as a result of this sucker punch against a 71-year-old man, Claressa Shields' fight gets canceled. Not only does Claressa Shields' fight get canceled, or because Claressa Shields' fight got canceled, she's out of however much money she was going to make for that fight. I heard that it was as much as $1 million she was getting for the fight. I'm not sure exactly what the purse was, but she loses her money for the fight. The opponent loses the money for the fight. Ali Bashir loses his money for the fight. The trainer for Claressa Shields, John David Jackson, loses that money for the fight. Showtime, who was promoting this fight, loses a certain amount of value to the fight that they were offering people on their fight card. All around, everybody loses because some moron can't keep his temper in order and decides to punch an old man in the back of the head. Ridiculous. And these are the type of things. The WBC canceled the fight because it was for one of their belts. The WBC is more, if I'm the WBC, I'm suspending Claressa Shields. And why would Claressa Shields get suspended? Claressa Shields should get suspended because it's somebody with her. And the altercation was started by her camp. Now, why would I say that the altercation was started by her camp? Because her sister is not a trainer. And Ali Bashir is the trainer and is the chief, or called the chief second for his fighter, who wanted to be able to get closer and see the weigh-in, whatever the weight was that Claressa Shields was weighing in at, wanted to make sure he could see it. She gets into an altercation with her sister. I'm not going to get into why in the world her sister is arguing and acting like she about to beat up a 71-year-old man. That's just foolish on its face. But there's no reason to believe that Ali Bashir would get sucker punched by anybody other than somebody that is directly related to that team. And I know that I heard Claressa Shields and what Claressa Shields had to say about it. I like Claressa Shields. Sure, she did her Twitter or whatever Instagram deal. I listened to what she had to say. And the one thing that I got out of that is that she has like absolutely no sympathy for, not none, but very little sympathy, very little concern for what happened to Ali Brashear. And was very focused on defending her team and how her team was all women. And, you know, nobody in her team was going to be able to hit a man like that. Yeah, but they started it. And there's so many times in life that you see that people get into arguments like that, where a man and a woman get in an argument, and somebody that's with that another man that's with the woman that's arguing with the other man takes it into his hands to do what he doesn't think that she can do for herself. That's not unusual at all. Not unusual at all. And I suspect that after an investigation by the WBC, or if there was some major investigation, that you'll find whoever it is who was responsible for clocking that dude like that is in some way related to the team of Claressa Shields. And this ain't no court. This is not a court of law. So in order for her to be suspended by the WBC, she doesn't need a jury. She doesn't need to have a judge. She doesn't have to have a jury trial. There's no standard of, beyond a reasonable doubt for some suspension like that to hit her. It just has to be whatever the sanctioning body, or whatever, I'm not sure where this fight is, whatever the state athletic commission believes they need to do, and they can execute that. And what a shame. Because this young lady was going to be, is on the way to being, could still do it, on the way to being the face of female boxing, or she is the face of female boxing right now in the United States. Of course, for me, I always talk about I talk about Cecilia Brækhus, because I believe that Cecilia Brækhus really is the number one woman fighter in the world. And if I recall correctly, the woman that she's fighting, whose name I'm not going to butcher today, actually had a fight with Cecilia Brækhus. So they were going to have an opportunity to have a common opponent to see and help sell the matchup between those two. And that was going to be a very, very big fight. That is a significant fight in the history of women's boxing, who just had a new category for women's boxing added to the International Hall of Fame. Right? You have the great fighters like Ann Wolfe that just made it to the Hall of Fame. Lucia Riker made it to the Hall of Fame. Layla Ali made it to the Hall of Fame. This is something that is setting up women boxing. This type of having Showtime get behind women's boxing and make it a feature event, right? With an undercard like Jerron Ennis on one of the biggest boxing networks that there is in the world, Showtime Boxing. Boxing, a home of that has, a boxing organization has a network that has a very, very substantial hardcore fan base that watches those fights. That could have been 300,000-400,000 people with eyes on Claressa Shields. And that's all gone because somebody acted a fool. And you got to understand that things like this change the sport of boxing. Things like this change the sport of boxing, and they will adjust rules and do things to make sure that this thing is not going to happen again. They want to sell weigh-ins. Now you're going to have guys, you're going to have to take security, add extra costs to have security at weigh-ins. This is why, and also I want to make this point. This is why people like Claressa Shields are advised by people that have good sense to not keep their friends and not keep certain type of people around them in their weigh-ins. Because of this, you have somebody that's closely associated with you that just cost everybody, number one, cost everybody a bunch of money, but more importantly, man, literally risked the life of this man. This man, Ali Brashear, could have died because of that. Sucker punching a 71-year-old man because he's jawing back and forth with Claressa Shields' sister. It's just a ridiculous situation. Claressa Shields should be fined. Claressa Shields should be suspended. And that camp needs to be made an example of. Because it's one thing to risk your life in the boxing ring. Everybody knows that you're risking your life in the boxing ring. And there's all kind of different things that can happen in the boxing ring where things can turn out bad, right? Thank goodness Adonis Stevenson is now up throwing punches, on the bag. You see him on the on the internet or video of him doing that, going through his recovery, then that's a beautiful thing. It would be a dang shame if something like what happened to Adonis Stevenson happened to Ali Brashear while he's sitting down at a press conference because some moron can't control their temper. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. This should not be light on Claressa Shields. This has to be dealt with, and it has to be dealt with firmly, in my opinion. It is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. How can she solve this problem? How can you make sure this type of stuff doesn't happen again? And with that, I'm out.